time. My dreamy friend, it's coffee time.
Good morning from, this is actually true, a snowy Kiev, Brandon McCann. We just looked out of the window of our apartment and it was snowing just a bit. It's not that Kiev is turning white, but still it's remarkable.
It's really different. I wasn't expecting it. Maybe this is a sign that Finland should have qualified last night.
First I thought I was still a bit sleepwalking because we desperately need some coffee, but we're out of coffee in the apartment, Steef. What to do?
Well, we switched to daily apples at this moment because we also need our vitamins. But I'm sure that after this recording, we're gonna go out in the city and get some real coffee.
Let's talk about the first semi-final, the conclusions of the first semi-final. Brandon already kicks in with perhaps the biggest shock of the evening, the fact that Finland didn't qualify.
Huge shock. I mean, we were talking about shock exits yesterday. And
still, we didn't foresee this one.
No, we didn't. I for sure didn't. I had it on 4 in my in my list of 10 qualifiers, so quite high even. Obviously, it's not a country that is a big hitter. Like for example, last year we saw Greece and Bosnia-Herzegovina going out with up until then a 100% track record. So that's not the case this time. For example, for Azerbaijan and Australia, who both qualified, we were of course very happy and relieved maybe that Australia qualified, but still Finland did so well during rehearsals. We thought that one was going to be in there for sure.
It's a tough call. Iceland last year, we can fill in a complete hour with that, and we still don't know exactly why it didn't qualify. Brandon, can you put your finger on the reasons perhaps why Blackbird didn't qualify?
Perhaps it was too niche of a song. It was quite a depressing number, and maybe, especially during its placing, it just needed something more upbeat to sort of steal the show. Overall, maybe even with the piano bridge, it just wasn't able to connect with the audience.
Is it possible that because it came after Montenegro and a short break that perhaps some people were scared off by Montenegro, or don't you believe in that theory, Steef?
I certainly believe people were a bit shocked in a negative way by Montenegro, but there was a break after that, as you said, and I don't think many people will have actually turned off their TV and then voted for one of the first 5 songs or something like that. So I don't think that happened. Blackbird was, of course, in the wrong semi-final. Looking back at it, it was in the semi-final with the most ballots, with the most good vocals as well. So there were a few of other songs that probably fared better with the juries. We predicted that in my jury rehearsal live blog. But still, I figured it would fare well with televoters as well because it's such an outstanding ballad. It had no drums. It had this kind of Birds from Anouk feeling to it. But I guess that didn't happen either.
Australia did qualify. There were some doubts if Isaiah would do it, but he made the cut. He's in the second half of the final. How far do you think he can go, Brandon?
Well, considering he qualified, it's already a very good sign that Australia could once again do a top 10 placement. I was a little bit sceptical if he could qualify, but he obviously has all of Europe's support, and considering Australia is quite far away from mainland Europe, this is just another great sign that Australia is doing very, very well this year.
We had a golden rule up to last year, Steef, that from the last 6 countries in the semi-final, always at least 4 qualify. Now it's the second year in a row that from these last 6 songs, only 2 make the cut to the final. The golden rule is officially no more.
No, it's broken. There's not just one exception now anymore. It's actually broken. And that doesn't mean that running order doesn't have an influence on the results. It only means that it maybe doesn't have such a big impact as we thought. Over the last few years, I think we've had quite an even split of quality of songs over the show. And if you have that, if the quality of the songs is balanced over the whole show, then running order might just give those last 6 songs a little bit of an edge. But if it's the case like this year and last year in at least one of those semis, where all of the good songs are earlier on in the show, or most of the good songs anyway, then running order is just not enough to balance that out.
To wrap it up, I want to talk about Belgium, the last country that was announced as a qualifier. We don't know, of course, if they got the 10th place or the 5th place or who knows how it went out for Blanche. But we talked about her many times this week, Brandon, about her nerves, about the impact on her vocals that these nerves were having. And from one of the favorites from the bookmakers, it went to a non-qualifier. Were people perhaps forgetting the strength of the song, a very radio-friendly contemporary song?
I would agree with you, but then Latvia, I think, was a radio-friendly song as well. Overall, I think there was definitely improvements with her, and she nailed it. Nailed it as much as Blanche could for the jury final and yesterday's live show. So overall, I think it's a really, really good sign for Belgium this year, honestly.
Was this a semi-final, to really wrap it up, Steef, that perhaps deserved more than 10 qualifiers?
Yes, I think so. I was struggling to find countries that I would take out. I did actually consider all of the songs that qualified. I considered them for qualification, but in the
Couple of wild cards in there.
Exactly. But the only reason why I didn't have all 10 correct was because I was more certain of Finland than of, for example, Belgium and Poland. But yeah, this is the way it was. We could only have 10. Poland actually said at the press conference, interestingly enough, Finland and Latvia, you should be here with us, which I thought was quite a nice gesture of her. But yeah, maybe it did deserve more than 10 qualifiers, but this is Eurovision, we can only have 10.
Unfortunately, also this year, no room for 12 qualifiers from the first semi-final. The same will be the case for the big show of tomorrow night, the second semi-final. We will look forward to that show. The jury show, of course, tonight, the vocal assessment. You can follow it all on escdaily.com. Enjoy your day.